Stunning Alex Eala statistics suggest she is more popular than Alcaraz, Sinner, and Djokovic. Alex Eala admitted the reaction she got from supporters in her one and only match at the Australian Open was overwhelming, but no one in tennis was surprised by excitement around her appearance in Melbourne. Eala may have lost her opening match at the Australian Open against Alicia Parks, but the crowds flocking to watch the contest and all her practice sessions leading up to her Melbourne opener highlighted a reality that she is now one of the most popular players in the women's game. We have seen huge interest on Tennis 365 and stories around Eala since her breakthrough run to the semifinals of last year's WTA 1000 event in Miami, with her win against Iga Swiatek in that memorable week catching the attention of a huge audience. Superstardom was instantly guaranteed back home in the Philippines after her Miami heroics, but that star status has spread around the tennis world, with nearly 850,000 followers on her Instagram account confirming the depth of support for the Filipina player. "It was so heartwarming," Eala said after her defeat against Parks, as she was asked about the interest around her match in Melbourne. "That's one of the things that makes a loss like today a little bit harder. I know a lot of people were rooting for me. It's a process to take it all in. I think this week, definitely there were elements that were a bit overwhelming, especially during my practices. I didn't expect that many people to be there. So it's a learning process. I'm still young, so learning how to deal with all of this attention, but then at the same time being grateful." Another stunning statistic highlighting Eala's popularity has been provided by the Australian Open's YouTube page, as Eala's press conference attracted over 60,000 views, which is considerably more than the press briefings provided by Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, and Novak Djokovic at this year's tournament in Melbourne. It is another indication of the impact she has made and the fan base she is building up. Even though her career is still at a formative phase, Eala has just broken into the top 50 of the WTA rankings, and while she needs to add more elements to her game to compete with the very best on the WTA Tour, but she has the potential to be one of the faces of the WTA Tour for the next decade if she can maintain her momentum. Training at the Rafael Nadal Academy in Mallorca has clearly enhanced her progress, and when she spoke to Tennis 365 last year, Eala told us about the journey she has been on since her Miami Open fairy tale. "I think I have done a good job and my team have done a good job of dealing with everything that happened after Miami," said Eala, speaking exclusively to Tennis 365. "So many things changed and my perspective has changed since Miami, but my day-to-day life is the same. I have the same work ethic and the same attention to detail. What happened in Miami was definitely a big surprise for me. It's difficult because I try not to look at it as a big picture thing, as that tournament progressed. I didn't even look at the draw in Miami. I just went match by match because you don't know how far you are going to get, and every round there was another big obstacle. For sure, it gave me a lot of confidence to know that my level is there to play against the top players, but I know there is a lot more for me to do before I can be there consistently." Eala also spoke to us about her support network, as this quietly spoken star confirmed she is eager to stay grounded. "I am lucky that my family played such a big role in my career and they have been so important for me so far," she told us. "They built the structure for me. They built the path I walked on. That was the start I needed to start my career. For me, family is such a crucial part of who I am, and from where I come from, we are so family-oriented. Tennis is lucky to have a wonderful role model who will inspire so many young players to pick up a tennis racket, and all in the sort have a duty to ensure Eala is given the best chance possible to reach for her dreams without the burden of pressure and expectation weighing too heavily on her shoulders. Numbers rarely lie, but sometimes they surprise. In a sport long dominated by established superstars and generational icons, the latest statistics surrounding Alex Eala read less like a footnote and more like a plot twist. In a digital age where popularity is measured not only by trophies but by taps, shares, searches, and streams, the young Filipina has quietly surged past tennis royalty. Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, Novak Djokovic, names that command stadiums and headlines, now find themselves trailing Eala in certain measures of global attention. At first glance, it seems impossible. Djokovic is a living monument, a 24-time Grand Slam champion whose name is etched into tennis history. Alcaraz and Sinner are the present and future, the twin engines of a new era, dominating rankings, highlight reels, and endorsement campaigns. Yet when analysts began comparing engagement metrics, social media interactions, search trends, video views, and fan growth rates, Alex Eala's name kept rising to the top like a flare in the night sky. The most striking figures come from fan engagement velocity. While the men's stars boast enormous followings built over years of dominance, Eala's numbers tell a story of momentum. Her social media growth spikes around tournaments, interviews, and even practice clips. A single post from Eala can generate interaction levels that rival or surpass matchday posts from players ranked inside the world's top 5. It isn't just that people are watching, people are reacting, commenting, sharing, and claiming her as their own. Search engine data paints an equally compelling picture. During key moments of the tennis calendar, searches for Alex Eala have surged at rates that exceed those for Alcaraz, Sinner, and even Djokovic in certain regions. Southeast Asia, of course, leads the charge, but the trend doesn't stop there. From Europe to North America, curiosity about Eala appears less tied to match results and more connected to identity, story, and possibility. Fans aren't just asking how she played, they're asking who she is. This is where popularity diverges from fame. Alcaraz is admired. Sinner is respected. Djokovic is revered and debated in equal measure. Alex Eala, however, is felt. She represents something tennis has always flirted with but rarely embraced fully, a bridge between elite performance and collective belonging. For millions, especially in the Philippines and across Asia, Eala is not simply a player in the draw. She is the draw. Statistics from video platforms underscore this emotional pull. Short clips of Eala, walking out to court, smiling during warm-ups, waving to fans, often outperform longer highlight packages featuring match-winning forehands from her more decorated peers. The algorithm, that cold and impartial judge, seems to recognize what the crowd already knows: relatability converts better than dominance. Viewers linger. They replay. They share. What makes these numbers even more stunning is the context. Eala is still early in her professional journey, navigating the brutal realities of the tour, where losses often outnumber wins and progress is measured in inches. Yet,